Hi, I'm Ian Fisher. I'm 23 years old. I am a triathlete, but most importantly, I'm a child of God. I've not been a triathlete my whole entire life. I was actually born in Ukraine. My biological mom was an addict and my dad was in jail. They had to put me in an orphanage where I lived for 3 years, not knowing what life held for me. And an American family adopted me and brought me to the US when I was 9 years old. And from a very early time here, I found sports to be a good outlet. I did pretty much anything from hockey, basketball, baseball, to running. Ultimately found running as a great escape to hide kind of these emotions I was feeling and the darkness that I was having. And so I found a good passion for it in running and ran all through high school. And then I got into partying, drinking, and just went to the wrong places to fill this empty void that I was feeling in my life, and got super overweight and was super unhealthy, had no fitness. Around that same time, I met my now fiance, and one of my friends told me to do a sprint triathlon where I crossed the finish line, and I just realized that I had a passion for the sport, and I also realized that to be a better future husband, to make sure that my kids don't ever live the way that I lived, I had to change something. And I set a goal in mind that I knew sounded crazy at the time and something that I didn't know how I was going to achieve, but I was going to work at it no matter what obstacles hit me, no matter what I might face in the road. And that challenge was to become a pro triathlete, and that's where my journey is now. And it's, from this video, I wouldn't want anybody to see the cool training or the hard work that I'm putting in. I think the biggest thing that I would want people to get from this is no matter where you come from, you can go wherever you want to.
Yeah, so I grew up in Ukraine, Kiev. I was there until I was 9 years old. It's not like most people's childhood. I was raised by a mom that was a drug addict and a prostitute, and my dad was in prison, and to the point where my mom put me into an orphanage system where I was there for 4 years. So from a very early age, I felt like it was a fight or flight for me. I didn't really have role models to look up to. Like most people grow up and, you know, they talk about, they have these pictures of them when they were babies and pictures of them when they were growing up and hanging out with their friends, and I have like none of that. I have like 5 or 6 pictures of me, and that was when my parents that are now my mom and dad from America took of me, but I have like none of that, none of those memories. I have a lot of dark memories, sad memories of my past, but I think it's shaped who I am today. I think a lot of people assume that I'm naturally gifted, that this just comes naturally to me, but it comes through hard work. Natural talent there's a little bit part of like genetics to it, but I think at the end of the day, it comes down to how hard you're willing to work, how hard you push yourself, and how hard you go and towards your goal, versus like, oh, it's all because his parents were genetically a fit. Like, I don't even know what my parents were like. Like, I have no clue if they were fit, not fit, healthy, not healthy, all these things. So at the end of the day, I think that's kind of like a made up myth.
On the way, first session of the day out of 3 plus PT. This is just going to be a swim. I think we have some 50s hard and 100s hard. Swimming is definitely my weakest link out of the 3, I would say. Like, I've been definitely working on it hard. But I think as beginners, it's the excitement and the opportunity of completing a triathlon. Like, I think triathlon's booming right now, like the sport is. Like, a lot of people are doing 70.3s, even full distance Ironmans, or are willing to learn a new trade or learn how to just survive that part of the race and get onto the bike and the run. To those people that, you know, say it's marathon running or anything, I think you can have your opinion of which one's hard. But if you were to look at a 70.3 Olympic or sprint distance, you are at a threshold for that whole entire duration of that thing. So like during the swim, I'm at a threshold pace on that limit. On the bike, I'm at a threshold pace. on that limit of almost breaking to the point where sometimes I do break. And then on the run, I'm at that threshold, even sometimes VO2 max. So for the whole entire duration, which is a half Ironman, can be anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5 hours. Marathon running, you're running straight on the road, you're not getting anything in the way. It's like when I'm on the bike, we have so much to think about. We have to pass this person, we got to think about cars that are coming, all this stuff. But I mean, I think you could have a say of why marathon running is harder, or why it's the toughest Superman sport or whatever.
Yeah, so super competitive all through middle school and high school. I was a very fast runner in track and field and cross country. And I decided to chase other things to escape. And that became alcohol, smoking, partying, staying up late. So the year right before I went off to college, I decided that I didn't want to go to college and that I wanted to party and drink instead. And for 3 years of post-high school, I was lost. Drinking, gained almost weighed 200 pounds, was super overweight, unhealthy, no fitness. I met my now fiance, girlfriend at the time, and just realized that I needed to be a better man, and realized that, to be a husband, you have to not be where I was. And so I decided to make a change, found triathlon, and realized that there's a drive and a passion inside of me for this, and that this is my last go to go big, to last time that my body's gonna be able to do what I think I can make it do, and I went all in. I think it was a good escape. I held a lot of the past traumas from living in Ukraine, and sports was that outlet that gave me that escape to let me kind of numb my mind and let me go somewhere where I was happy and somewhere where I could get away from my problems.
Ian is a very generous, kind soul. He will do anything for everybody, and he's really dedicated to me and his family and my family. So I would say generous and kind. I think his background, being from Ukraine, then being an orphan, being adopted, just makes him a naturally resilient. It's made him realize that he can do anything he sets his mind to, and that he has support from me, my family, and his family.
Yeah, 3.5K, 118 per 100-yard average. Not bad for a early morning swim. Now we gotta get on the bike, get on the track first, and then finish off with the bike. Just get after it, keep stacking. I guess technically my first meal of the day. So I go pretty, not like too heavy, but nothing too light. So I'll do around a 1/4 pound of ground beef with some eggs and my favorite thing, sourdough bread. Yeah, so I've cut out seed oils for the last, it's almost been a full month of no seed oils. Besides, if you want to call Nutella with seed oils, you can. I don't. But yeah, it's been super huge for me as far as like leaning out, but also just inflammation and waking up feeling a lot better, less fatigued. Muscles are recovering faster. The things that I've noticed.
And then gently start to walk your hands back in to your toes.
6 months ago, I had a good start to the year. Won the first race overall victory at a sprint triathlon, and next day woke up in pain. Thought it was like just normal pain from racing, and then now we're 6 months later. Figured out it was my post-tib tendonitis, and then FH tendon, and then I have OS syndrome, which is like an extra bone that sits in my ankle. So it's been a different start than I expected to the year, but I'm just like persevering through, and I'm like 90% healed. So just staying on top of everything, and just getting back to the level that I was at day by day. Nice little rainy fog. This is the secret. Everybody's been asking how my calves look so good in videos. Secret is half a tub of Vaseline. Five by 5 minutes thresh, and then cool down. So 25 minutes of threshold work, and then a nice easy 15-minute cool down. Well, I guess I'm not American, but I never grew up on the metric system, so I have stupid miles and yards instead of meters and kilometers. So yeah, that's the one downside of America, I guess, is that we're the only ones that didn't adapt the metric system. All right, so I'll do a little 1 minute to get ready, and then we'll hammer these 25 minutes of pain. That's it. That's all you have to think about. I've been through so much more. Really good. It was a really good workout. I was faster than I was expecting. I did 3 by 5 and then a 10-minute in tempo, just to be smart with the injury coming back. Just being smart, learning from my past mistakes of pushing too hard. They're really good, yeah. So the 3 by 5s at 5:10 per mile, and then the 10 minutes at 5:45 pace. So just grateful for this life, the opportunity to suffer, the opportunity to push your body to limit. Just super grateful. A lot of people are scared of testing themselves, and the misconception is that if you do it right, the recovery and everything is a lot faster than you think, and then you realize the fulfillment that you get from pushing your body to a limit that you thought was never possible. Like, I never thought this was possible. I thought I peaked in high school. I thought I would never be running as fast as I am. I thought because you got older, you got more weight, you became slower, and you weren't able to get top end speed or be able to push yourself. You can do it at whatever age. I went 4 years without doing a single exercise and running, and now I'm competing to attempt to get a pro license in triathlon a year and a half into the sport. But just put your best foot forward, and there's no limitations, literally none.
So we're working on some FHL tendonitis, so potential posterior tib, but they both kind of run together along the medial aspect of the malleolus. We've also been working on hip stability and strength. His glute med is weaker than we would like, which correlates all the way down from like chain up and down, so that I think has helped as well.
Was this your first major injury?
Yeah, I've been injury-free, thankfully, for most of my life, but yeah, this is my first, like, keeping me out of competitions, DNF at a race, last race. It's taught me the process of patience, the process of perseverance. I feel like my old self, I would have, like, quit and, like, gone back to my old life, but, like, I just have so much to prove to myself. One foot in front of the other each day, and just getting through this every day and realizing that it's not something where you're going to be stuck. Like, I know that this injury's been 6 months, but it's not like it's going to be for the rest of my life. Trust the process, and then learn from your past mistakes and what I did wrong. Overtrained. I got excited, started chasing ambitious goals, was seeing good progress, and you know, I thought I was better than my coach, I guess I should say. And yeah, just realizing that I have to slow down, and there's a time process to all this, and trusting that process, and trusting that the people that are in my life that are pushing me to where I want to be are doing it in the right way, and not trying to compare myself to others and what they're doing. Just staying on my own path. Don't try to do hero workouts and ultimately it's small steps that lead to the big breakthrough.
What keeps you like motivated, to say the least?
I mean, like a short summary is just like, I would say my past, like just knowing where I've came from and like what I had to deal with, and just never wanting that for my future family, for my future self. Just like, I just don't want that upon. And at the end of the day, it's my decision of what direction my life goes in, and I'm fully in control of that. So I would say that that's like my biggest motivator, and just not going backwards in life and always moving forward and trekking along and trying not to repeat history, I guess. It would be the shortened version of it.
How do you get dialed in with your mindset for something like this, knowing that you're gonna have 20 minutes of like a truly hard thing?
20 minutes is so fast. You know, 3 miles of running, 5K. Like in a great scheme of things, it's so minuscule, and it's something that needs to be done to achieve the goals that I want to achieve. So it's really just, it comes down to how bad do you want it? How bad do I want this dream? And 20 minutes is a small thing to get the dream. So to me, it's easy. Yeah, it hurts in the moment. It hurts thinking about sometimes before, but I also know the joy and how good I'm gonna feel after, and it makes it all worth it. And then also thinking about race day, you know, this is prepping you for that day that when you step out there to compete, that you know that you gave it everything in training. Every session you showed up and you gave it your best foot forward. Ultimately, I don't want to start a race and feel like I didn't push that 20 minutes as hard as I could have or as wanted. So, you know, have that mindset. I think anything's possible.
Holy but Jesus, that was hot. Oh, that was hot. Yeah, just another good solid workout complete. Flawless. Just things are clicking. Things are clicking finally this season. This back end of the season, I should say, it's pretty much almost all over. So it's good that it's clicking. It's all that matters. It doesn't matter if it's at the beginning of the season, middle of the season, end of the season. Just needs to click once and click for a couple of races, and then we'll be golden. So just need to continue clicking. Usually riding outside. So it's good to put myself in the cave, push a little bit, constant pedaling. So no cruising out here, which is I guess the beauty and why it makes you stronger.
You kind of have to sound crazy. You kind of have to set a goal that even you yourself don't know how you're gonna get to. And put yourself into deep waters and really see what you're made of. I think it's something that I've always been afraid of, and what changed from setting such a crazy goal before and not having that and not achieving it, and this time wanting to see it through, is that I have to set up my future self, my future family, my future kids, all this stuff. I have to be the man. And if everything I do I quit, then when I have kids, what's gonna happen when things get rough? I'm gonna quit. When something's not going well with my marriage, I can't quit, I can't give up. So this is teaching me that discipline, that drive that I'm gonna need for the rest of my life.